Hi, I'm Kate Magic. I'm a writer, a health educator, a speaker, and today I want to talk to you about this iTeracare wand. I discovered the wand through Alissa Cohen. I'd been teaching a chef course, a raw food chef course, and as part of the course, we've been talking about frequency medicine and energy medicine. And then that evening, Alissa just reached out to me just to catch up, and she mentioned the wand, and I looked into it and was really excited by what I learned and really trusted Alyssa's opinion and advice on it. I went ahead and got one, and I have to say it's been pretty miraculous, pretty life changing. I've been using it for maybe about 4 months, and I'm really appreciating the benefits. I personally had a sinus condition, and I have to say that it's been pretty miraculous in treating that sinus condition. It doesn't work instantly. A lot of the videos that you can see online make it sound like it's just going to cure everything straight away, and it certainly doesn't do that. But I think if you use it carefully and respectfully, it's a very powerful tool. If you use it carefully, you can certainly get a lot of healing for whatever issues you're dealing with. So if you're watching this video, you're probably already aware that our health is under attack, and the easy and inexpensive ways to look after our health are usually hidden and suppressed from us. And a lot of this information that the iTeracare wand is based on was more readily available over 100 years ago. People like Wilhelm Reich and Tesla. And this is definitely based on that Rife technology. When you start watching videos, there's loads of videos on YouTube. It can be quite confusing, quite overwhelming. People making really grandiose claims about healing. So I don't think that it's quite as, I don't think it can work for everyone in that way, but I certainly think used carefully and respectfully and with time, it's a very powerful device. They say it's equivalent to 40 acupuncture sessions, one session with the iTeracare wand, and that certainly is my experience. What is frequency medicine? So in quantum physics, we understand that everything is space. So I love to talk about quantum physics when I'm teaching my metaphysical classes, because I think it really helps our Western minds to understand the nature of the universe. We're taught to look at everything as solid and everything as impenetrable, but actually everything is made of space. So an atom is 99% space. More than 99% space is less than 0.1% neutrons, protons and electrons, and the rest is space. So what is that space? Lots of different ways of understanding, lots of different ways of explaining that space. But when we're looking at frequency medicine, that's what we're doing. We're looking at the space and how do we heal the space rather than looking at the material and the solid and the external symptoms and what is the appearance of the illness. Frequency medicine gets right into the body on a quantum level and heals on that quantum level. So I use a lot of Tachyon personally. I use the Zappers. I use Orgone, all these things. I would call all of those grounding technology even. I would call all of that frequency medicine. Is you're getting into the electricity of the body, you're getting into the actual cells of the body, not just looking at what's happening on an external level, but getting right into the energy field of the body and affecting healing from that place. So what is terahertz? It's a relatively unexplored region of the electromagnetic wave spectrum. So everything is electromagnetic waves. As we know, some of that electromagnetic waves is harmful, some are not harmful, and the terahertz is called the terahertz gap. This is a region that is relatively unexplored. And so the iTeracare device is using this terahertz frequency in order to affect healing in the body. So the iTeracare wand is doing three things. It's working in three ways. It's using heat, it's using frequency, and it's using quantum crystal technology. So the heat, you can think of it like acupuncture, like moxibustion is using heat on particular meridians and in the energy centers of the body to affect healing. It's also using frequencies, that's what we talked about. That's the terahertz frequency that gets right into the cells, that penetrates the cells. And then there's also the quantum crystal technology in there, which we don't really know a lot about. I feel like it works in a really similar way to Tachyon. It's healing the body on a quantum level. So how Tachyon works is it's affecting, so this is a Tachyon device here, it's affecting the body to restore to its natural quantum state. So something that holds that quantum frequency then instructs the molecules around it to return to that perfect quantum frequency. So how do you use it? When you look at the videos online, a lot of people say to use it every day. Personally, I found that too much for my body. I have to use it in the morning because I find it really energizing. And when I first had it, I was using it in the evening and I couldn't sleep afterwards. It was too strong for my body. So I use it in the morning, and I actually find it enough to do it once a week. I find that the healing effects take about 3 or 4 days to really settle into my body. So personally, I wouldn't do it more than every 3 or 4 days, and I find once a week is enough, and I would definitely do it in the mornings. So it comes in a lovely cushioned box, which I keep it in. You have to be very careful with it because it is very fragile because of the crystals inside it. It comes in 2 parts. You just screw it together, and then it is very noisy. You can't really do anything else while you're doing it because it's so noisy, and it just blows hot air onto the body. So it's kind of like a hairdryer. It looks and sounds like a hairdryer, and it has 3 settings, 1, 2, 3. So 1 is hot enough for me. I don't really use 2. I can use 2 on the soles of my feet and the top of my head. Everywhere else I use 1, but you can go up to 3. So just do what feels right for you and your body. And then it has a blue light, which is just a guide light. That blue light doesn't have any effect, so you just use that blue light and you just move it onto the affected area where you want to treat, the area that you want to treat. So I always start with the palms of my hands and the soles of my feet, and you want to do that for at least a couple of minutes, up to 5 minutes in each area. I just keep going until it feels too hot. It feels, I would say the closest thing I can describe it to is Reiki. If you're a Reiki practitioner, then you feel the heat in your hands and you kind of get to feel when it's done and it's time to move on. So it's a similar feeling, but also it just gets too hot, like physically too hot, so I feel like I need to start moving to a different area. So just do the palms of your hands for as long as you can. You can always as well move the device further away if it's getting too hot, but use the blue guide light to see what area where you're pointing in. So do the palms of my hands, the soles of my feet, the top of my head. I don't think it matters too much what order you do the parts of the body in, but I always start with the palms of my hand and the soles of my feet, and then I move on to the lymph nodes. So I do the lymph nodes behind my knees, in the groin area, under my arms, in the soft bit of the elbow joint, and down the sides of the neck. I thought it was going to be like the Zapper. I could just kind of do it whenever, and I feel like it's really powerful technology. I've spoken to other people that have been using it as well, and they say the same. It's really powerful technology. And if you're sensitive, if you're already healthy, if you're dealing with a chronic issue and you feel like you want to do it every day, then great. But if you're already healthy, I think it's something like you wouldn't go and have a massage every day. You wouldn't go and have acupuncture every day. You wouldn't go and have a colonic every day. It's like a really powerful healing. So it needs to be treated respectfully because it can be too much for the body. If you start detoxing, it would be like trying to take a whole cup of chlorella powder in one go. It's just like too much, right? You start with a teaspoon of chlorella and you work up to a level that your body's comfortable with. So yeah, really listen to your body around it. And personally, although they say to do it every day, that would be too much for me and my body. So yeah, so you do want to work it on the affected area, but I think just by doing the palms of the hands and the soles of the feet and the top of the head, that's already great. And if you've only got 5 or 10 minutes and you just want to do that, I feel like that's a really good top up because that just clears out the system, kind of like Reiki, as I'm saying. If there's any metal in the body, you don't want to put it on the metal because you don't want to heat up the metal in the body. So any piercing areas or any if you've got any metal in your body from a hip replacement or anything like that. You want to keep it away from those. It can be dangerous to heat up that metal in the body because it's penetrating right into the bones. So yeah, anything like that you want to avoid. But backs of the knees, the groin, the underarms, the sides of the neck. Oh, and the in your inner elbow as well. Those are all really good places to do to clear the lymph nodes out. And then for the central meridians, you can just go down the center of the body and down the back. It's a bit difficult to reach your back, but you can just try your best to get up and down the back, and then just go up and down the center of the body. Basically, you can do everywhere, but these are the key parts that are really going to facilitate healing. And then, like I say, if you've got an area that you're really trying to treat, I would do 5 or 10 minutes on that area specifically. I feel like it's something in the future that everyone would want to have in their homes. I don't know why you wouldn't want to have one, because it's like having your own personal physician in your house is such a powerful device. And I think particularly for people with chronic conditions that they've tried everything and it's not shifting, I feel like it's really powerful for you, used carefully and over time, for being able to get to the root of those chronic conditions and shift things that might not have been able to shift with other modalities. Thank you to Alissa for introducing me to it. I'm going to do a video with Alissa soon to talk about how it's been working for her and what she's using it for and with her clients.